You know it.
Gracias. Yo quiero uno más.
Uno más? ¿De
Yeah.
cuál color?
For mi esposa.
He straight up referred to Cardi B as his wife. Not his girl, not his partner. His wife. And the way he said it, way too smooth, like this was already common knowledge. He talked about needing one jacket for himself, another for his wife, and a mini one for their little one, and he said it with zero hesitation. No dramatic tone, no attention grab, nothing. It came out calm, natural, almost casual, like he was just stating facts, and now the entire internet is spinning out trying to figure out what is going on.
Let me be messy for 1 second. Not messy, just curious, okay? Love me some Cardi B, okay? She posted these beautiful pictures of her and the baby and Stefon on Instagram and Facebook, okay? Look on her left hand. You will see a ring. Now, I'm going to predict that they're engaged. Honestly, I hope not. But I don't know. If she like it, I love it. I don't know their relationship, so I feel I'm being judgmental. But what y'all think?
People online are already scrambling, trying to piece together whether Stefon Diggs and Cardi B secretly tied the knot, got engaged behind the scenes, or if he accidentally let something slip that they've been keeping tucked away. And honestly, if you've been catching the hints Cardi has been dropping here and there, this wifey moment suddenly hits way different. Was this him low-key confirming they're actually married, or did he recently propose and already slipped into calling her his wife in private? Or maybe he just let a personal nickname slip out without thinking. But here's the twist. This wasn't the first hint that something big might have gone down between Stefon and Cardi. Not long ago, when Cardi posted photos revealing their baby boy for the very first time, fans immediately zoomed in on her hand like detectives. They noticed she had a ring sitting right on that finger. Yeah, that finger, the one people usually save for engagement rings. And this ring wasn't some tiny accessory either. It had weight, it had shine, it had that "this means something" energy. People started grabbing screenshots, zooming in, brightening the photos, comparing it to other celebrity engagement rings, trying to see if this was the real deal. Speculation lit up instantly. Fans started asking, did Stefon drop down on one knee after the baby was born? Is that the reason Cardi's been looking so calm, glowing, and more grounded lately? The ring was sitting right there in those photos, clear as day, but Cardi didn't say a single word about it. She didn't confirm anything, didn't shut anything down, just let everyone run wild with guesses. Then came the Twitter Spaces moment that really had people talking even louder. Cardi hopped on Twitter Spaces on Thanksgiving to chat with fans, send out some holiday love, and tell everyone how life's been treating her since having the baby. And during that conversation, she dropped one line that had people replaying the audio like detectives. She said she's been busy being a mom and doing wifey things. That's exactly how she said it. Wifey things? Now sure, some folks use that phrase loosely, like when they're taking care of their home or holding things down for their partner, but when you put that together with Stefon calling her his wife and that ring everyone spotted, it starts sounding way deeper than casual talk. It feels like Cardi was basically giving a quiet nod that their relationship has leveled up big time. And the way she sounded during that whole Twitter Spaces chat, she was glowing through the audio. She talked about how good her life has been lately, how strong her love life is, and how beautiful the vibe in her home feels right now. She wasn't hiding her happiness at all. Now here's where things get even more wild. Just look at how fast everything has moved. Cardi B and Stefon Diggs went public with their relationship right after Cardi filed for divorce from Offset. And since then, everything between them has been moving at lightning speed. The timeline between Cardi and Stefon moved fast, almost too smooth. She announced her pregnancy not long after they made their relationship public. Then she welcomed their son, and now just weeks later, people are already whispering about an engagement or even a quiet marriage. Some folks think it's all happening at lightning speed and question whether it's healthy to jump into such a serious commitment right after leaving a long marriage. But Cardi has been crystal clear. She feels happier now than she has in years. She's spoken openly about how different Stefon is from Offset in every way that matters. She's highlighted how Stefon shows her real respect, stays present, supports her, and doesn't bring her the stress or drama her past relationship came with. During that Thanksgiving Twitter Spaces chat, you could hear it in her voice. She sounded relieved, calm, and grounded in a way fans hadn't heard in a long time. Cardi also opened up about her life as a mom of 4 and how wild that still feels to her. She admitted she never imagined having that many children. She always pictured herself with 2, maybe 3, but now she has 4 and she said it feels blissful. She even walked fans through her daily routine, explaining how her mornings are all about the baby and her youngest daughter, Blossom, and how that part of her day has become one of the sweetest, most peaceful routines she has. In the afternoons, her older kids roll back home and she switches into full-on mom mode, making sure each one gets their own moment with her. She set up a routine that lets her give every child their own space and attention, and she talked about how her oldest daughter, Kulture, helps out with the younger ones and acts like her little bestie. She described her son, Wave, as funny and always keeping everyone entertained. Cardi even joked about Blossom being in her bossy era, saying she loves to fake cry just to get extra attention, and she couldn't stop smiling when she talked about her newborn son with Stefon. She said he's beautiful, sleeps solid, and follows his feeding schedule like he's running a business or something. And that detail right there opened the door for her to talk about Stefon's personality. She said the baby is just like his dad when it comes to timing, always on point. Cardi explained that Stefon is super punctual and organized to the core. He's up early, off to work early, scooping her up early, even planning dates early. She laughed about how she's constantly running behind, and it drives Stefon wild because he's serious about being on time and expects the people around him to keep up with that same energy. The way she told it had everyone listening like, okay, this sounds like a real family dynamic right here. Cardi talked about Stefon's habits in a way that made it clear she finds it cute, not annoying. She sounded genuinely grateful to have someone in her life who's steady, disciplined, and fully grounded. It's a huge shift from the chaos she dealt with in her last marriage, and fans picked up on that right away. And the theory most people are running with right now, that Stefon proposed shortly after Cardi gave birth. When you look at the timeline, it actually lines up way too perfectly. She welcomed the baby, and not long after that, she posted those photos where the ring was sitting right there for everyone to see. Then Stefon casually started calling her his wife, like it was nothing. And Cardi began mentioning how she's been doing wifey things and how amazing her love life feels. Put all those pieces together and it really does point to something big happening right around the time their son arrived. Maybe Stefon proposed in the hospital during one of those quiet moments. Maybe he waited until they were home and settled, or maybe he set up something special once Cardi recovered a bit. Nobody knows the exact details, but the way all this is unfolding makes it sound like Stefon made a real commitment to her and their family in a serious, intentional way. What makes the whole thing hit even harder is the contrast fans keep bringing up. The way Stefon moves versus how Cardi's past marriage played out in the public eye. People are noticing the difference loud and clear. Offset and Cardi were together for years, married, raising kids, building a whole life side by side, but everyone knows their relationship came with plenty of very public ups and downs that kept popping up in headlines. Those moments brought pressure, judgment, and constant eyes on them, and that took a real toll on Cardi emotionally, even long after their divorce was finalized. There's still chatter online about lingering tension and old issues from that past chapter, and while the full story is private between them, people can see the contrast now that she's with Stefon. Stefon has shown a calm, steady vibe from the start. He stepped into Cardi's life with patience, embraced the fact she already had 3 kids before they had their son together, and built a new family with her without turning anything into a spectacle. He doesn't stir up unnecessary conflict. He doesn't create public messes. He just shows up in a way that makes Cardi feel grounded and cared for, and fans can see that shift clearly. Cardi's happiness shines through everything she says and posts lately. During that Thanksgiving Twitter Spaces conversation, she kept repeating how good her life has been recently, and none of it sounded forced. She talked about money flowing, her love life being solid, and her babies being beautiful. She even joked that her house feels like a daycare, but in the cutest, most joyful way. She described the whole vibe in her home as blissful and beautiful, and the energy behind her words made it clear she meant it. Those aren't things someone usually says when they're in a casual, uncertain situation. Those are the kinds of words you hear from someone who feels settled, safe, and locked in with their partner. Someone who talks like that is clearly with the right person and finally feels some peace after years of emotional strain. The fact that Stefon is out here calling Cardi his wife in public, even if they haven't technically made it official yet, shows just how serious he is about her. He's not trying to keep things casual or vague at all. He's letting everyone know exactly how deeply he feels, and he's framing her as his partner for life with zero hesitation, whether they already got married in private, are engaged and planning something low-key, or are just so committed that the paperwork feels like a formality at this point. The intention is loud and clear. Stefon sees Cardi as his wife, and Cardi sees herself doing wifey things for Stefon, and she says it proudly. They're building a whole life together, raising their son, and blending their families like a real unit. That's not something people jump into unless they're serious about building something long-term. Sure, some people might criticize how fast everything has moved and say Cardi should have taken more time to recover emotionally before stepping into another major relationship. But the way she talks now, it's obvious she feels grounded and safe in a way she hasn't felt in a long time. But here's the real truth. Cardi's divorce from Offset wasn't some sudden move. Their marriage went through a lot of public challenges over the years, and by the time she finally filed those papers, she had already done most of the emotional work behind the scenes. She had accepted what things were, processed the reality, and understood what she needed to walk away from. So when she met Stefon and felt that spark, she didn't need years to figure out whether he was a good fit for her. She already knew what didn't work. She already recognized the pattern she never wanted to relive. And Stefon came in showing nothing but green flags from day one. He brought stability, patience, and a calm vibe right from the start. He showed her what a grounded, respectful relationship can actually look like, and that hit different for her. And that engagement ring everyone spotted in those photos, it's meaningful for another huge reason. It proves Stefon isn't scared to step into a real commitment with Cardi, even with everything that comes with being in her world. Cardi has millions of fans cheering her on, but she also deals with critics ready to judge every move. She shares a long history with her ex-husband, which still comes up publicly. She has 3 kids from previous relationships. She runs a career that demands energy, travel, and pressure every single day. Dating Cardi B is not simple, quiet, or low stress. It's a full lifestyle. But Stefon didn't back away from any of that. He stepped in with intention, like he knew exactly what he was signing up for and still wanted to build a real future with her. He didn't treat the relationship like something casual or keep things blurry. He put a ring on her finger and straight up calls her his wife in public. He's building a whole family with her, and that takes a certain type of man, someone confident, secure, and fully invested in the long run. He's not playing around, and that energy shows every time he speaks on her. As for whether they're officially married or just engaged, nobody really knows for sure yet, and we likely won't until Cardi decides to speak on it herself. She's been way more private with this relationship, which is a huge shift from how open everything was when she was with Offset. This time around, she's keeping the deeper details to herself, and honestly, it seems intentional. Maybe she learned from past experiences that not every moment needs to be shared the second it happens. Maybe she's loving this little pocket of private happiness before the internet tries to break everything down. Or maybe, and this is what fans keep whispering, she and Stefon already tied the knot quietly and are just waiting for the right moment to drop the announcement. Whatever the real situation is, all the signs point to their relationship leveling up in a major way. And one thing is definitely clear, Cardi B has found something solid with Stefon. She's found a partner who respects her, supports her, and genuinely wants to build a future with her. She's found someone who keeps her life calm instead of bringing in extra chaos, and you can hear the difference in every word she shares. She's finally got a man who's stepping up as a real partner and a dedicated father, and after everything she went through in her past relationship, she truly deserves that kind of stability. The way Stefon calls her his wife, and whether they've made it official or it's just how he feels in his heart, shows he's fully locked in. He's not out here playing games or keeping things loose. He's choosing Cardi and their family with intention and confidence. And judging by how genuinely happy she's been sounding lately, that commitment is exactly what she's been needing. She's got someone who shows up, stands beside her, and gives her the peace she's been searching for, and you can tell she feels that in every part of her life.